I'm trying to cut through a stainless steel tank, and that is the 5th blade I've got through, and I must have cut about 2 feet in length so far. So on the Kraken, and if I can, that is what's causing me the problem at the moment. Stainless steel water tank, and I've been trying to cut through it with a jigsaw, and even though the blades say that they can cut up to 6 millimeters of metal, steel, for some reason they just keep breaking. So I'm just off to the shop to buy another load, and I hope this time I can actually cut the flipping thing in half. I want to cut the thing in half because I want to get it out of the boat. I wanted to show you this. This is this was the navigation station here, which that's all been ripped out. I found that there must have at one point been a sink here, because you've got the an outlet there, but I think there's possibly also an inlet here which is below waterline, so that might need a little bit of attention. This is the next area that I'm wanting to clear out. Not quite head height, but I'm intending this area to be a workshop and store. So if you crouch down, you can actually walk in. But down in the bottom, as I've been clearing it out, there's a hot water tank down in the bottom, which is lined with some kind of fleece. But also down in there I found this. If I take that out, they're not rusty at all, so I know these are stainless steel. Yeah, again, that bag is full of water. These are wing nuts. Stainless steel, not an ounce of rust on those. Was also this, quite heavily rusted. It says on the outside impact driver, and I thought, yes, I could do with one of those. Look at the state of that. I don't know whether that's salvageable. We'll see. Another thing I've got is a decent tripod. It's a tripod with a difference though. This is a 3-axis gimbal tripod, and one of the cool features is that it has a follow me mode, so as you walk about, the camera actually follows you. I think it's quite useful. I'll probably overuse the feature, but there you go. And I've got an assistant to help me in the fight against the water tank, the stainless steel water tank, and it's one of these, and I've been assured that it will slice through it like butter. I also this is something I got the other day, a hot glue gun. This is a Stanley hot glue gun, and you just plug it into the mains for a few minutes and it heats up, and then you unplug it, and then you can use it for, I think it's about 10 minutes. It'll stay nice and hot. Yeah, I've already used it a couple of times, and I've actually used it to plug a few holes, just temporary, just to stop rainwater coming in. So mightily impressed with this. Yeah, that's interesting. Although I thought I'd fixed all the leaks, I just poured some water from that tray of bolts and bits and pieces that I'd found earlier. Just poured that over the top sides, and this looks worse than it is, this, by the way, I hope. There's a tiny little hole up there, and that tiny little hole is because this piece of wood, whatever it was used for, has got a screw from underneath going through the steel and up into the wood. So that's where the water has come down through. So that's another little job to fix. So I've cleared away the box that was in the corner here, rotten. So I've cleared away the box that was in the corner here. It was all rotten through, and underneath this, that's the source of the leak that I found yesterday, and that's the box full of water that I've tipped up to allow it to dry, and then I can rescue all the stainless steel stuff. I have to excuse the wind noise, but this is just putting into practice what I said I would do, which is just use the hot glue gun just to fill up these holes. So that'll keep the water out from dripping through those holes anyway. And the reason why I'm not filling them properly yet is because I might need to have a hole there for something else. So it doesn't make sense to fill them properly just yet. And believe me, that is good enough to keep any rainwater from going through those holes. I've used that method for quite a number of holes in the top side of the boat, and that'll keep the water out until I come to fill them properly. That's really all I've been doing today on the Kraken. It's frustrating. I don't know about other people that have started a project like this, but there's frustration because everything takes so long to do. Stupid things like getting bits of rubbish in my eye that took me ages to get out. I know, should have been wearing goggles, but there you go. I wasn't expecting to get something in my eye. I'm still wanting to try and get the boat back into the water before the end of next year. So again, frustration with the blooming saw blades. The the immediate target really is to get the aft cabin battened, wire brushed, painted, not necessarily in that order, wire brushed, battened, no, wire brushed, painted, battened. See how difficult this is? And then to start the framing for what will be the bed, and then storage areas around, and then start heading into what will become the galley area. I hope that can be achieved in the next 2 months. I think one of the other problems is that I don't have storage space for all the bits and pieces that are on the boat. It just makes it difficult. I can't move around the boat as freely as I would like to. So from now on, most of the videos that I post will be about the Kraken and the work that I'm doing and how I'm progressing. So just an example of what I've had to do, because I can't store a lot of stuff elsewhere. It has to be stored on the boat, out of the way. So this is the fore cabin, absolutely full of bits and pieces. You can see down there as well. And if I just look just into this is the shower and toilet that I haven't ripped out yet, but I will. You can see I can't even get in there. It's just absolutely full of bits and pieces. Just about see a bit of daylight there. So there we go. So after, I kid you not, another 2 expensive blades, I now have 2 halves of what was a stainless steel tank. The other half is over there. The edges are a bit rough and ready, but I think I'll be able to get these out of the boat tomorrow, and I am thinking of putting them underneath, get them off the boat completely, stick them underneath. I've also been having another go at the steering gear for the rudder because it's very stiff. So I've given it some grease and lots of WD-40 wherever I can. And the same with the prop shaft as well. The prop shaft is seems to be a little bit better than it was. Very difficult to move before, whereas now 2 hands I can turn it. So I'm a little bit less worried about that, but it's the rudder at the moment. I'm thinking I'm going to have to take it all to pieces, which I don't want to do. Anyway, hurrah! It's now 8 o'clock in the evening, believe it or not. So it's beer o'clock and curry time. So this is another area that I'm going to look at this weekend. I tried pumping a load of grease, but the rudder is still very hard to turn. It takes 2 hands on the wheel to get it to move. So I'm going to strip the top off this and clear out all the old grease and have a look and see if I can make any improvement. without having to remove the rudder. My fear is I'm going to have to remove the rudder, but we'll see if that becomes the case. There we go, there's a bit of painting I've done today. It's a whole tin of paint, and you can just see the top of the rudder. I've managed to get the bits to go over the top of the bearing. That's these bits here. So they'll get cleaned up, and I'm going to repaint those, and I need to find a new seal